Hi, welcome or welcome back to our channel.
Hello, I'm Mari-Lyn.
And I'm Pam. So nice to, I was gonna say so nice to have you here, but really we've been the ones that have gone, not you.
And it's so nice to be back.
It is. So
It
nice
is
to be back.
so nice to be back.
Yes. We each took a very needed vacation. We each
Yes.
had very personal things that we've been going through and beautiful things. Spirit always transition. You might hear that word a lot. We go through transitions in our life and they're always for the better, always. And
and that word beautiful, while beautiful is the overall descriptor, and beautiful is the other side of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Going through it isn't always beautiful. Going through it is not always beautiful. No. But we started talking about about the next video that we're going to go out. Now, before we left on vacation, we had said we're going to start doing more of the spiritual journey. We're going to be talking more about the spiritual journey, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Mari-Lyn and I both have had, and especially me, I think my transition this time has been bigger than Mari-Lyn's. Last time was her. This time is me.
Thank you, Fred, Cowboy Spirit.
Yes.
That we do not typically go through transition at the same time.
No, that would just be miserable.
That would be horrible.
That would be
and that has to be by design.
Yes.
Because we can support each other and hold space for each other.
Yes. We need the other one to help us through it and to see clearly and to say, it's going to be okay. You're on your path. You never get off your path.
You are on it, you are in it, and you're going through it.
Yes, yes. I got my ass thrown down the stairs is what we usually say. And I did. And with that comes more clarity, comes a lot of healing, and brings a new openness and a new expansion. And so now that part, when Mari-Lyn and I, whichever one of us is transitioning, when we come out of it, we've both expanded. It is really a
every time.
Every time. So sitting down, we were wondering what video do we put out today, Friday. And we're actually doing this on Friday. We have been life has been a whirlwind. So
it has. And I have to say, I really wish that we were able to have gotten together to do this, in person.
Yes.
You did some pictures.
I'm trying to get my chair right. Hold on, wait. Where am I going here? Okay. Sorry, everyone. Did I go into the fire?
I gotta say, I love this. I love this background.
I do too.
Yeah, it is. I think it is the next best thing.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
But I am sad that we are not able to be actually together today. But
actually, we've not been in the same room for a month, at least a month.
Correct.
Yeah. So I mean, we talk all the time. That's always there. Like I start jonesing when I haven't talked to her. Like, wait a minute, I haven't talked to her today. And my husband does too, by the way. So I'll start talking, and I'll be, I'll be in my channel. I'll be talking, blah blah blah. And my husband will be like, "So, what's Mari-Lyn doing? Is she around?" And that's his polite way of saying, "I can't listen anymore." She understands you. Go talk to her.
Yes.
So, anyway, we sat down. What are we going to do today? And that started a conversation. We actually stopped the conversation and said, "Let's start recording."
Yep.
So when we started this channel, Spirit, we knew what we wanted to do. We weren't ready yet. And so Spirit, as Spirit does, always will tell you to just start. Just start. Spirit cannot move you in the direction you need to be in if you're not in movement. So when we first started this, we did what we know. We know how to do meditations. We started meditations, and then we started doing these little reading kind of things. And it was just to get us moving. And then we moved into the reaction videos
and the ghost point of view.
And somehow we got off track. We really did.
We really did.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, I think I can speak for you too, Pam, that we really got kind of caught up in what our audience was getting caught up in.
Yes.
And that was the ghost hunting.
Yes.
And we really got away from our original message of the ghost point of view.
Yes.
And the ghost point of view is so much more than, here I am standing in the corner, mad at you because you're not going to help me.
Right. Right. Yes. That's an extension of it, but that's really not what we do.
No, that really wasn't the message that we were after in the first place.
No, we wanted to talk about the journey of that spirit, of that ghost, and why they're there, and what they're asking for, and what they need, and what is appropriate, what is loving and kind. And we did get away from that.
We really did.
So, we have to be who we are. And so we're going to definitely get back to that. There's not going to be as many reaction videos.
No. And I think, don't you maybe agree that part of the reason we kind of got away from the ghost point of view that we wanted to give was because it was so painful.
Oh my God, they're boring as shit.
Do anything in that.
Those are just the videos. Okay, I'm just going to say they're we like some of the ghost hunters. We think they're great, whatever, but it's the same thing over and over. And yes, like Mari-Lyn just said, we can't help. And that is really, on a spiritual level, on a personal level, that is painful.
It's very painful.
And so why don't we talk about that a little bit? How about if we talk a little bit about really what we do? It's not just about crossing over a spirit. That is what we do, but that's only a portion of it. When we say we are paranormal mediums, there's a lot that goes in that. So maybe should we talk about that? Because that's and when we talk about that, that's really the journey of the ghost, the journey of the earthbound spirit, the earthy,
which is part of their spiritual journey.
Yes.
An extension of it from their 3D human life.
Yes.
Before moving on.
Yes.
To be healed.
Also, I want to say, so ghost hunting really became popular, about like 40 years ago or something. And I give props to ghost hunters bringing the paranormal into the mainstream. That was wonderful. It's also a double-edged sword, because what we have done, there are a lot of ghost hunters who, I'm not even going to say a lot, there are some who actually think they're doing the right thing. They think, they want to go talk to these ghosts, see if the ghost can tell them their story, and that will help them cross over. That happens sometimes. But ghost hunting has got to the point where it's all just show. It really is. It's just about entertainment. It's about the ghost hunters themselves. They want that scare. They want the thrill of it. And that's why a lot of them start lying. A lot of them, what they're telling you is happening is not happening. It's not at all. They've sort of got themselves into this place of, well, I can't say there's nothing going on because my audience isn't going to like it. So I have to make something up because I want people to watch this video. Right. That happens a lot. And you've seen Mari-Lyn and I sit there and go, there's nothing going on. There's nothing happening. And the ghost hunters are freaking out or they're doing whatever. And we're like, there's nothing going on here. What is happening? The ghost hunters have gotten themselves into a place where I think they feel like they have to lie to keep their audience engaged, because people aren't going to show up if nothing happens. If a ghost doesn't move something or make some noise or something happens. And one thing that this has done also, so that sort of double-edged sword thing, is we've gotten away from looking at these souls, these earthies, as someone who needs help. We don't see them the whole ghost hunting. And I'm adding to that, and Mari-Lyn might not agree, I don't know. Okay. These people that are on these ghost hunting shows that say they're mediums or they're psychics or whatever, they are not. Most of them are. They are so far from actually being that. That's painful to watch as well. But there.
No, I do have to agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I figured you would, but I didn't want to put yours in your mouth on that one. Yeah.
You know, I'm.
They're ghost hunters. They're just ghost hunters coming at it from a different angle. They're just regurgitating shit they hear. They look up, they find out the history or the whatever, and then they talk about that and act as if they got that information or whatever. They're ghost hunters.
And I'm sure that there are some out there that are legit. I mean, I know I personally haven't seen,
Nope, that's true. I haven't seen all of them.
All of them. No. And there's, I don't enjoy watching things that have other psychics and mediums in them, because I don't want to be looking at, are they real or are they fake? Because it's going to make me so mad.
Yes.
So, I'm sure that there are some out there that are,
but I personally
legit.
I put them in the same category as ghost hunters. I don't see them doing the same thing we do.
And they, in that sense, you're right. Even if they are legitimate, they're not doing anything to be helpful or healing.
Right.
Yeah. So
and that's the piece. That's what we do. So when we get, we had a place recently that we because we do so well, started with COVID, where we started doing everything
remotely.
Yeah. And then with our YouTube channel, we have all over the world, people are calling us for help. And so we are helping. Yes.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. And we know we always talk about, we're going to record one of these and put it on our YouTube channel. And it just, either the people don't ask, or Spirit just says no. Spirit doesn't want us cheapening what we do. I think cheapening, would that be the right verbiage? I don't know. Commercializing, that's better, because there is going to be a time, Spirit is going to bring us a way to do it that is beneficial for everyone. We just haven't had that happen yet. And that it's all in Spirit timing. Everything we do is in Spirit timing.
And it can be so long.
Yes. So, talking about what we do. So when we get called to help, the full enchilada, we usually get called in to do half, kind of like just to clear the house, to heal the home, to heal the spirit, etc. And sometimes the people want healings, and sometimes most of the time they don't. I'm going to say most of the time
they don't.
But that's part of what we do too. As energy healers, we are there to help the person in the physical body, as well as the earthbound spirit, to get everyone healed. I know we talk about the grids and so forth and how they need healed. So when we go to heal, there's never, we don't sort of go down the list. Okay, I do this first and this and this and this. It all depends on, it comes in a different Yes. That's the list.
Order.
Thank you. That was
yeah. Yeah, there is no set step 1, step 2, step 3.
No.
And not every house that we go to needs all the steps either.
No, that's true. That's true.
Most of them, but not always.
Yes. So typically, we start. Well, again, I'm just going to give you one of the ways we could do this. Start with the outside, the earth, so the dimensions are, as we know, are all right on top of each other. So everything's right here. A grid is like a veil. You guys hear us? You've heard of veil. Like this time of year, the veils are thinner. So spirits can move around easier. We can see more. People who don't typically maybe use their gifting can see more or hear more, feel whatever. They can use their clairs more. So let's say we clear up the outside first, and there's a perimeter of the person, whoever calls us in, we can only work with their stuff. So there's a perimeter that happens with their property. And we shore it up, we clean it up. And this is all energetically. This is part of being energy healers. We clear it up, we clean up, we close any holes, any rips, any tears, any sometimes grids will kind of, the veils kind of look wonky. They should look a particular way. And we get them back to to that way. We send in a lot of high vibrational energy.
A lot.
I need some water here.
A lot of high vibrational energy and a lot of light.
Mm-hmm. And there are certain ways that we do that. We're not going to sit here and tell you exactly how we do everything, because you need to, that's part of what we teach, but there's a process to that. And that's not something that you can just go out and do out of nowhere. There is a process you have to build up to. Everything, healing energetically, healing the grids, healing the dimensions, healing the earth. That's a lot of work. Sometimes it takes us hours to just, before we even get to the house.
Yes.
That can happen. And then in the house, typically, as you know, you've been watching us long enough, the lower vibrational beings usually make themselves known to me. The earthies will usually come to Mari-Lyn. Once in a while, there'll be, a spirit who thinks they're all powerful and come, and an earthy, and they'll want to sort of challenge me or something. Now
there are times the low vibrational beings want to trick me.
Yes.
And they will come to me as an earthbound spirit.
Yes. Yes.
Touching on my compassion and banking on the empath in me.
Yes.
That
now empath is a whole other story.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that's something most people that call themselves an empath are not empaths, but
yes.
But Mari-Lyn is. Yes.
I am. And I have done so much healing that the empath in me does not come out as often anymore for these low vibrational beings.
Yes. Yes.
There's one in particular that I really have a lot of gratitude for really opening my eyes up to being tricked. Yeah. The one from Canada.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. All right. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
The one from Canada.
Yes. And we get, and that's how you learn. That's how
you learn. Yeah.
That's part of when we talk about a psychic or a medium, whatever a healer, whatever, having experience, not just life experience, but having these experiences, you learn every time. And once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. And you're going to know the next time. And we still get tricked. We still do that. That's part of it. And really, if we didn't, we would be so bored. We probably wouldn't do this anymore. There has to be that challenge. And I'm also going to say, one of the things I forgot to say this, is before we do anything, we open sacred space. And what that is doing is that's opening up that space for Mari-Lyn and I to work in a very high vibration. We call in all of our teams to help us. They're with us the entire time. And you always go in love. If you hear someone, which we hear this a lot, you know, you have to fight fire with fire, or you know, there's a war and we're gonna go in, and this person, you know, it's this evil thing happening, and you are in the no. That when you start hearing that, you're watching the wrong people. You're listening, like, that's not the way it is. If you truly want to do the work of spirit, you go in with compassion and with love. And
if you fight fire with fire,
oh, you're gonna get your
fire wins. Fire wins every damn time.
Every time. Yes.
Yeah.
Even these, and that's another thing, you're constantly on these ghost hunting videos. Good Lord, the demons and the evil and the, oh my God, just stop. That is so annoying.
The D word.
Yes, it's beyond annoying. It's so, there's hardly any, you just don't come across, it's out there, yes, but just because you have a pissed off spirit, that doesn't mean they're evil. It doesn't mean they're a demon. They're trying, like we talked about a little bit ago, they're trying to make the video more interesting. They know that's what gets people to watch. Mari-Lyn and I have come up against what someone might call a demon, and that is no joke. It is no joke. That is no joke. And that is not the same thing as a pissed off spirit, or, I mean, that's a whole nother subject to get into. It is where, as our planet is ascending, as we are ascending to the 5th dimension, we are rising, there are less demons. And they're there, they're still there. They are, but there's a whole nother way to deal with them. And believe me, some of these ghost hunters, if they really came across a demon, they would know it, and
their videos would not be on YouTube.
No, they would not be. No. And they would be sick. It would just be like, it's really, really something. It's no joke. You need a lot of willpower. You need a lot of knowledge and experience. And there are times Mari-Lyn and I have come up and we thought, oh shit, are we ready for this? This is like above our pay grade. Are we certain? And that's when we lean on our team and my guardians. And I say, okay, I'm here. That's when the love starts pouring in. And my team, my guardians are like, you're here for a reason. You can do this. We are here with you. This is not about you, Pam. And you are not the one doing this. We're doing this through you. And I have to get my ego out of the way, as does Mari-Lyn, and just allow spirit to speak through us. We are that conduit for spirit.
Right.
Certainly at those times when it comes to something of such low vibration, there's always light in them. It may be a pinprick, but there's always light there. Always. They always have the opportunity to heal and move up to the higher realms. Always. I don't think there's, we have seen it happen, but I wouldn't call the thing, I've never seen a demon do that. Okay, something as low as we would call a demon, I've never seen them say, yeah, I want to heal because Pam and Mari-Lyn showed up. But we have seen lower vibrational. It takes a lot of work, and it takes like I sleep for days after, but we have seen them transition to the higher realms. But something that's actually called a demon, what we would call, again, our team doesn't put labels on things like that, but no, I've never seen that. And that's above our pay grade. All we can do is what we're called there to do.
Right.
Yeah. So so do you want to talk about when we've got the perimeter, we've got the outside of the home, that's all set, high vibration, we're ready to go inside. We're standing in love, we've opened space for ourselves.
Yep. Standing in love, we go in. For me, typically when we go in, my feelers are out for an earthbound spirit.
Yes.
So do we want to talk about the inside of the house, or do we want to talk about earthbound spirits?
Well, yeah, I will say quickly, I want you to talk about earthbound spirits, but what I will say quickly is what I'm seeing in my head is, because people want to know, well, what does it look like when the grids are messed up? What does it look like? The worst we've ever seen, we've seen this many a time, we've seen this, but the worst is when it literally energetically looks like a hoarder's home. There's like, you careful where you step, don't look over it. There's all this energy here and this energy here and this energy here, and there's only like little walkways through. This is all energetically, it is so messed up. It is so, there is so much depravity and
okay, I'm getting claustrophobic just, because I'm like, nah. Yeah.
So that's what it can look like sometimes. That's what it can look like sometimes. And then we ask spirit, do we clear this out first, or do we go to do we find the spirits first, the earthies? And this time I'm going to say, spirit's going to ask us to find the earthies. On comes Mari-Lyn.
So, oh my gosh, I'm not even sure what to say. Earthbound spirits, they usually they will find me. Whether they come to me or they energetically pull me to them. That happens a lot, that energetically they will pull me to them. Yep. They really, I have to say, I reach out to them and ask them, and without, I don't ask them actually questions, it's not verbal, but being in love, and I send that love to them with an openness for them to share whatever it is that they need to share.
Yes.
Is there a story they need to tell? Is there questions they need answered?
Ooh, that happens a lot. Yeah. They have questions. They're the ones with the questions, not us. It's them having questions. Yeah, that happens a lot.
One of the most common questions is, can I really be healed?
Yes.
Is there really forgiveness for me?
Yes. And I'm going to say something. So yes. What happens a lot is when we walk in that vibration of love, there will be like angry spirits or spirits, maybe they're mischievous, whatever. And just that high vibration tapping on them taps into their heart space, and they begin to soften, and they want, not all the time, but a lot of the time. It's true. So there's not even anything, honestly, that she's saying or whatever. It's just that love, and they get it. There's like this unspoken belief there, or this unspoken, they just know this is the person. And you'll see them, they're like almost dumbfounded. Like, who is this person? Who is this person that I'm feeling so drawn? It's almost like a child to a mother. I'm feeling safe now. I've never felt safe before, and I can ask these questions now, and etc. So go ahead. That's how I experience it when I watch it happen.
Okay. Yeah. And she's right. You know, there's a lot of them that don't ask the question because they already know the answer.
Yeah. Yep.
And there is a light that I can channel. Ooh, there is a light that I can channel. And when I allow that light to come through me, sometimes there is no question. They just go,
Yeah.
and they cross over.
Yes.
Sometimes there is a lot of convincing that they just have so much fear,
Yes.
and they've existed in that fear for so
Yes.
long,
Yeah.
that they truly believe that they are eternally damned in the hell that they're
Yes.
currently in.
Because that's hell right there.
That is hell right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's something here I want to say too. That is the journey of this spirit. That is the journey of this earthy, is to go through everything they're going through. Even, and I hate it, but it's true. Even being a part of a ghost hunter's journey is part of their journey. It is. But when we go into a home, what takes precedence is the living people. They don't want them there, so we have to do some talking to them to get them to want to go. And Mari-Lyn has a beautiful way of doing that. If they really don't want to go, we have to honor that that's part of their journey as well. It doesn't happen often. It really doesn't.
Not often.
And our team just takes them off somewhere out of the house that they're in, because the humans get to set that boundary.
Right.
That boundary.
Yeah.
So sometimes they just have to get moved, but usually Mari-Lyn will talk to them and they get taken over to the higher realms, and it's a beautiful process. And once in a while they come back later and will thank us. Usually it's Mari-Lyn, but I get a little nod in there too.
I just got goosebumps.
After they're healed, and they're very grateful for that opportunity to leave this sort of that plane.
So aside from just the earthbound spirits that we come across, there are other entities that we come across.
Yep.
Whether they're entities of the earth, a different, just other realms, tricksters.
Some who have been, most have been human, but many of them, but there are some that have not been.
Some that have not. Regardless, they're still on their spiritual journey.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Even. Go ahead.
Usually those are the ones that I end up talking to. And what I do is similar to what Mari-Lyn does. It's just, it's different in the fact that they haven't been human. They really want to cause harm, and they the light that's in their heart is so small that it takes a lot. That's where my tools come in. You've all heard me talk about my tools. I have tools that help in those situations when I can see the light, it's just not very big. And my tools help open that light up, which helps open them up to the love and etc. My tools are also there to help guard us, Mari-Lyn and I, against these entities. My tools do all kinds of things. They help me clean. There's a tool for everything. And that's who I would deal with. And it's very similar, and they're taken to the higher realms. Sometimes they're just taken away. There's some things that a lot of it I can't do, but they want to talk to me. And so we have conversations, and then my guardians take them to prison. I call it prison. I don't know where they take them. They just take them somewhere. Never prison to return. we
prison works.
close down all the wormholes. We close down all the streets, the ways that spirits can get in. Any portals get closed down.
The doorways, everything.
Yes. If there are any vortexes, we have them sent way out onto the earth somewhere. And so we clean up. There's a constant, it takes hours to do this. And we're cleaning and cleaning and cleaning and repairing and smoothing and bringing in the love. We often, if it's a like if it's a real hoarder, that type of house, energetically, that's what it looks like. We'll start one room at a time. If there's something really nasty in the house that really wants to hurt us, we usually set one room up as sort of the safe room. And that's a place where if we're starting to feel overwhelmed, you know, we need to talk on the phone, whatever it is, we go into that room and it's energetically a safe room and it's of high vibration and it's very healing. And we take time out to be there and then we go back in. And when the house is that, when someone is living in that type of situation, typically the people that live there need a lot of healing as well. And so we, at a later date, we will clear their energy at the time, but at a later date, we'll have sessions with them for healing. Very often it can, it triggers if you're living in activities triggering your traumas in your life, your wounding, and you can't find love, you can't find the light or anything. So we help with that. So is there anything else you wanted to say? Sorry.
No, I think in addition to the healings with the homeowners, very often, especially if it's a particularly bad or very active property, there are some teachings in teaching them how to clear their own energy, how to keep the vibration in their home high.
Yes.
And it's really at that point becomes a matter of personal responsibility.
Yes.
If you're going to take the steps to maintain your own energy and your home's energy to be of a high vibration.
And what happens a lot, here's that word attachment. You hear attachment all the time, and we have a different view of what attachment is. For us, an attachment is an emotional sort of attachment to a spirit. You want that spirit there. You enjoy as much as you can enjoy.
Seen it.
Yes. Yep.
You can become bonded and feel responsible. Yeah. You really consider it to be a friend, a support system, and
and typically it starts with the spirit bonding to you first, and then over time you end up bonding with that spirit as well. And sometimes people need counseling, they need therapy after, and we will often send them we don't send them to someone, but we suggest that they do that. So
and it can be a real grieving process too.
Yes. So you can see why. And there's a few other little loose ends and things that we do and with our teams and everything, but you can see why these ghost hunting videos are getting so boring. And so, like, first of all, there's half the time there's nothing going on, and then when there is, we can't do anything to help. And it's so because of the ethics. We talk about the ethics all the time. There are ethics to what we do.
So many ethics. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So
yeah.
So this is what we want to get back to. We want to get back to talking about this sort of thing. We want to get back to bringing the truth, the actual ghost point of view. This ghost is suffering. They need help. They need to be crossed over. They've, the people in the home have become attached to these spirits. There's so much going on, and we really got away from that. Part of it was because so many of the videos have nothing going on. There's nothing to talk about.
True.
Yeah.
And I think we got so focused on staying where the ghost hunters are.
Yes.
And I think for me, it was because I want, that's what they're watching. That's what the people are watching.
Right.
That's what they can
Right.
relate to.
Right.
But we got kind of too focused on the actual ghost hunters.
Yep.
And then you put on top of that the ethics that we have to be so careful of following.
Yes.
Yep. And yeah,
and if there's nothing going on, there's nothing going on too.
No.
It's just
very true.
Yes. So we wanted to share with you, that's what we do. And at some point, spirit willing, we will bring some videos to you showing you what we do. We think it would be very boring to watch, but we know people ask.
I think it would be very boring to watch, but
yes. But it's going to be when spirit tells us it's the time to do that. And so maybe that's coming up. I don't know. But we are going to be talking more about the spiritual journey. We're going to be answering more of your questions and really getting into what it is to be a spiritual being, having this human experience, what that means, and how to really be a good human, how to heal and show love and compassion. And because our purpose is to find self-love.
And we have to heal to do that. We have to heal. And healing is a very it's very involved and it's very convoluted. And there's so many different steps in that.
Yeah.
And that's something that we want to really talk about in depth. At some point.
Yes. Okay. So we'll also put this on our podcast, the consciousspirit.net, because we know that we've had many of you tell us that you want to you like listening to the podcast, like you're at work or you're in the car or
in the car. Yeah.
So, and it is slowly, you'll slowly find us on all the other podcast platforms. And we're going to start doing, hopefully, my goal is to get a podcast out a week talking about whatever. And sometimes it'll just be me. Sometimes it'll be with Mary. Sometimes you'll see Nana with us or Carissa. And maybe even Mish, if we can talk her into it. We'll see. So anyway, we really thank you for hanging in there with us, and we appreciate you so very much.
We really do. We hope you enjoy what's coming up.
Yes.
It's going to be more in-depth, and yes, we hope you enjoy it.
Yes, and reach out to us. We love hearing from everyone. So, all right.
Well, all right.
Yes.
Well,
I think that's it. Okay, so thank you so much, and we'll see you later.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.